I found the baby monitor in the kitchen drawer on my first night in the house. It was old, white, and yellow around the edges, the kind, with one small speaker, one red light, and no screeny. Almost threw it away. Lived Alanino. With no kids, no pets, just me. A few boxes, and a rental house that was too cheap for the neighborhood. The landlord told me the place had been empty for almost a year. Said the last tenant, left in a hurricane dramano damage, just moved out. Overnight. He did not think much about it. People move. All the Time unpacked until midnight, made coffee, and sat on the living room floor surrounded by boxes. That was when the baby monitor turned on. I had not touched it. It was sitting on the kitchen counter beside the sink. The red light blinked on. Sethan. I heard static soft at first. Henlou Derry walked over and picked it up. The speaker crackled. Then a child whisper, "Read you are in my room." Frozeth house went silent around me. I turned the baby monitor over, looking for batteries. There were none. Incidino. Battery s no power. Cabalo thing, but the red light was still glowing. He dropped it on the counter. Voice came again. "You are in my room." He grabbed my phone and turned on every light in the house. Living room, kitchen, bradery. Room was empty. There was one locked door at the end of the hallway. The landlord had told me it was just a storage closet. Said he did not have the key. Stood in front of that door for almost a minute. Anything moved in Sedethan. The baby monitor crackled again. From the kitchen. Here is awake now. He did not sleep that night. He sat on the couch with the lights on until sunrise in the morning. Everything felt stupid. House looked normal. Kitchen was bright. Baby monitor was quiet. He told myself it must have picked up a signal from another house. Maybe a neighbor had a baby monitor nearby. Maybe the old thing still worked somehow. So I took it outside and threw it in the trash bin. Then I went to work. When I came home that evening, the baby monitor was back on the kitchen counter, clean. Defiance. The hallway stood in the doorway and stared at it. I knew I had thrown it away. Checked the trash bin outside. It was empty. That night I called the landlord. Sounded normal until I mentioned the baby monitor. Then he went quiet. He asked him if a family had lived there before me. He said, "No." I asked if anyone had ever had a baby in that house. He said no again. Then he said something strange. "If you hear crying, do not answer it." I asked what he meant. He called and Daddy tried calling back, but it went straight to voicemail. At 10:30 that night, the baby monitor turned on again. The red light blinked. Static filled the kitchen. Then I heard crying, not loud, not like a normal baby crying. It sounded far away, like it was coming from inside a Wally. Walked slowly down the hallway. Crying got louder. The locked door at the end of the hall was shaking, not hard, just enough to make the doorknob tremble. I stepped closer. Crying stopped. Then an adult voice whispered through the baby monitor, "Do not let him." He backed away. The hallway light flickered on. Said he went out in the dark. I heard something small laugh behind the locked door. He grabbed my keys and ran out to decross the street. An old woman was standing on her porch, had been watching my house. When she saw me, she called out, "Yeah, I heard it, didn't you?" I crossed the street and asked her what was inside that room. She looked at my house and shook her head. "That is not the room you should worry about." He asked her what she meant. She pointed to the upstairs window, but my house did not have an upstairs. He turned around slowly. Above the front porch, where there should have been only roof, there was a window, a small square window. Yellow light glowed behind the curtain. A tiny hand pressed against the glass. Then the curtain moved and the window was gone. Old woman told me the last tenant had seen it too. A room that appeared only at night, a room that was never on the floor plan. He stayed 3 weeks. Then one morning, his car was still in the driveway. His furniture was still inside, but he was gone. The only thing left on the kitchen counter was that baby monitor. He wanted to leave right then, but my wallet, laptop, and work bag was still inside. I told myself I would grab my things and go to a motel. Just 5 minutes Inside of that was my next mistake when I entered the house. The front door shut behind Methy baby monitor was sitting in the middle of the hallway. Now the red light was blinking faster. Locked door was open bend. It was not a closet, it was a staircase centero gronk upward, but from outside. The house had no second floor. He should have run instead. I walked UPAT. The top was a small bedroom, old wallpaper, a wooden crib, dusty toy sound, dozens of baby monitors lined across the floor. Every one of them was turned on, every red light blinking from all the speakers at once. I heard my own voice live. Alanino, Wafino, kids no pets. It was the exact thing I had said the night before. Even another voice answered at Anna Marie's crib. Move adjust. A little looked inside. It was empty, but the blanket was rising and falling like something invisible was breathing. Under it, I ran downstairs so fast I almost fell. Front door would not open the windows, would not break me phone, had no signal. Then the baby monitor on the hallway floor spoke. Agan asked him to let you it. He turned toward the open storage door. Man was standing at the bottom of the staircase. I had never seen him before. He was thin, pale, and soaking wet. He looked like he had been trapped in rain for years. Smiled and whispered he was the last tenant, and something upstairs started crying again. The man smiled, disappeared. Looked terrified, said when it cries, it chooses some nothing. He ran past me into the kitchen here, grabbed the baby monitor and screamed into it, take him. Instead, the house went completely silent. The front door unlocked. He did not wait. He ran outside, got into my car and drove until I reached a motel 2 towns away. He left everything behind me, clothes, me laptop, me furniture, of ITAT the motel. I sat on the bed shaking for the first time all night. I felt safe. Then my bag moved. He had only packed one thing, me phone charger, but inside the bag, under the charger, was the baby monitor. Red light turned on, static filled the room. Then the child whispered, thank you for opening the door. Soft knock came from the motel bathroom. Own knock. Then another. Then a small voice from behind the bathroom door said, this room is mine too.